On the day that I'm recording this, September 10th, 2025, a shocking event unfolded at Utah Valley University that has left the nation stunned. Conservative activist Charlie Kirk, known for founding Turning Point USA and his outspoken defense of free speech, was speaking at a campus event when gunfire erupted. For many, it felt like the unthinkable. A political figure shot in broad daylight on a college campus in front of a crowd of thousands. Within minutes, the story spread across social media, sparking confusion, outrage, and fear. Some headlines reported that Kirk had been shot in the neck and rushed to the hospital, videos later confirming that he did, while others quickly escalated to reporting his death. The shot looked fucking bad, bro. The uncertainty only deepened as conflicting details poured in from witnesses, reporters, and officials. Was this a targeted political assassination attempt? Was it a random act of violence? Or was there more to the story than the first chaotic report suggested? In this video, we're going to piece together what we know, what remains unclear, and why this event could mark a turning point in America's struggle with political violence. Charlie was in the middle of his America Comeback Tour, a nationwide speaking series aimed at young audiences. At Utah Valley University, the event drew a large crowd. Reports estimate around 3,000 attendees under a massive outdoor tent. Kirk, just 31 years old, was seated at a prove me wrong table, taking questions from students and engaging in a signature style of debate. It was around 12:20 in the afternoon when chaos suddenly broke out. Witnesses say they heard a loud pop, followed by screaming and a wave of panic spreading through the audience. The sound was not a mic glitch, not a balloon, but the crack of a gunshot. Kirk instantly collapsed, struck in the neck as blood began pouring out. Eyewitnesses describe a scene of confusion and terror, with people ducking, running, and trying to flee the tent. Security and police quickly rushed to Kirk's side while urging the crowd to evacuate the area. Investigators later reported that the shot came from roughly 200 yards away, possibly from a rooftop. Within minutes, though, rumors were swirling about a suspect being detained, though details would soon prove to be less certain than first reported. What is clear, however, is that one shot changed the atmosphere of the entire event and set off a wave of national attention. In the minutes and hours following the shooting, confusion defined the news cycle. At first, multiple outlets reported that Kirk had been shot and taken to the hospital with serious injuries. Soon after, some claim he was alive and in surgery. Fake ass news. But then other sources, including Fox News, began reporting that he had died from that one wound, sparking waves of grief and anger across political and social media spaces. The uncertainty was compounded by the fact that authorities initially detained someone they describe as a person of interest, only to later release them without charges. By that point, the rumor mill was already in full swing. Was there really a suspect in custody? Was this person connected at all to the shooting? Conflicting narratives left the public unsure of what to believe. For many observers, it highlighted how fragile truth can be in the middle of a breaking story. One news cycle was saying Kirk was clinging to life, while the next was saying he was gone. Meanwhile, law enforcement confirmed only a few details. A shot has been fired, and about an hour later, Kirk was confirmed dead. Beyond the immediate tragedy, the shooting of Charlie Kirk raises questions that go far deeper. Political violence has become an increasingly visible threat in the United States, with high-profile incidents involving elected officials, activists, and public figures. This event underscores the vulnerabilities that come with holding rallies, speeches, and debates in open, public spaces. If a university campus, supposedly a safe space for dialogue, can become the site of a potential assassination attempt, what does that mean for the future of free speech? For students, faculty, and the community, it's a chilling reminder that political polarization isn't just a matter of words. It could manifest in real physical danger. For supporters of Kirk, the event represents an attack not only on a man, but their movement and values. For critics, it forces a reckoning about how heated rhetoric and cultural divisions can escalate beyond talk. The role of the media is also under the microscope. with questions about whether sensational reporting adds fuel to the fire. And law enforcement faces scrutiny too, both for how security was handled and for how information was released afterwards. But let me remind you, Utah is a free to carry state. In short, this isn't just a story about one person being shot. It's a story about the state of American democracy in a time of deep division. As the investigation continues, several questions remain unanswered. Who pulled the trigger, and what was the motive? Was this a politically motivated attack or an isolated act of violence unrelated to ideology? How did the shooter gain access to a vantage point just 200 yards away without being detected? These are questions law enforcement, including the FBI and ATF, are now trying to answer. For the university, there's also the matter of accountability. Should more security have been in place, given the prominence of the speaker and the size of the crowd? For political leaders, the incident is already being used as a rallying cry, some calling for unity, others pointing fingers. The responses from national figures, including current President Donald Trump, highlight just how politically charged the aftermath has become. But at the center of it all, this remains the human cost. A young activist, regardless of what he thinks of his politics, was shot while engaging in debate. Thousands of witnesses were left traumatized, and an entire campus community has been shaken. What happens next will depend not only on the investigation, but also on how Americans process this moment. Will it deepen division or spark reflection on how dangerous political hostility has become? The answer is still unwritten. The shooting of Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University is more than a breaking news headline. It's a moment that reflects the fragility of safety, the volatility of political discourse, and the urgency of addressing violence in public life. In the hours after the gunshot rang out, facts were scarce, rumors were rampant, and emotions were high. Even now, many details remain uncertain, but what is undeniable is that this is a turning point, one that has forced Americans across the political spectrum to reckon with the reality of our times. The tragedy of now September 10th is not just about a single bullet. It's about what bullet represents in a country already on edge. As we await more answers, one thing is clear. The line between rhetoric and reality has grown dangerously thin, and whether you agree or disagree with Charlie Kirk, the attack on him is a reminder that violence against speech is an attack on democracy itself. It's moments like this, reflection isn't optional, it's necessary.